Hello, my name's Michael Conneely, and this video is a vision journey where each of us can contact the energies of the new moon of the 23rd of December 2022. And the key points to hold in our minds as we go forward into the vision journey is, after the solstice of the 21st of December, arise. Before starting your vision work to contact and use the energies of the December the 23rd new moon, you might like to watch first my very detailed video and blog on this subject where I list 11 key energies to this new moon. Okay, so now we start the vision work. As ever, when we're about to embark on vision work, we make sure we have our feet on the ground and that ideally we're in a quiet, undisturbed place. Now is a good time to review ways in which we feel weak or wounded or off course or blocked, but also to seek to identify what our key ambitions are now. So let's go within and see what arises in our unconscious, bringing it to consciousness. Especially include seeing what wound is surfacing in our awareness now at this moment. Especially given the particular energies of this new moon, sense and see how your shadow self is manifesting in what you do and feel and think and plan. Grow spiritually in embracing our scripts in this vision journey and in the lunation going forward to the next new moon. And I think we must recognize that this needs our mind cleared and our breath calmed. And this helps us get into a better posture. Let worries melt like snow now as we stand with our mind clear and our breath calmed. And particularly let the energy of compassion enter our mind's eye, our patterns, our body. Open as we start this vision journey to meet the energies of the new moon of the 23rd of December. Open to grace, inspiration, generosity, patience, flowing energy, contentment and gratitude. See the gift from the divine in what now starts. Start your life force to flow. Contact your heart energy and know that heart energy can shower onto you and others. Know that the energies of this new moon are centrally awakening. And we need to arrive at a choice at some point, now or in this lunation, by the time it finishes. We need to arrive at a choice. So having committed to these awarenesses and intentions, we now embark on a deeply aware and mindful vision journey to see what are the energies of this new moon and its lunation period that follows. And indeed, let us commit ourselves to making our needed warrior initiation once we have completed the review and before the lunation ends. A statement of choice and intention. As I voice the energies of this new moon, see what comes to your mind about how they are affecting you for good or ill. And let's start by noting that our task, as with any new moon, is to attune to its energies and then develop a key picture of our best pathway forward through the lunation until the next new moon in 28 days' time. This new moon is just 2 days from the exact moment of winter solstice. We are still in the winter solstice. The winter solstice is the death of the old sun and the birth of the young new sun. The days around winter solstice are a dead time. At this time we can't force it. We have to experience it. We have to develop awareness from it. We have to prepare to arise and go forward. Now, in my blog and video describing this particular new moon in great detail, I emphasize that it's in Vedic Sagittarius and it's ruled by Jupiter, and indeed that Jupiter is at a square 90-degree aspect to it. So now see in your mind a new moon with a potentially wonderful energy of great spiritual opening for you now and enlargement for each of us. But commit to watching out for and bewaring the negative side of Jupiter, glib overexpansion. So we're going to manage this wonderful expansive energy with awareness and realism. And if you can, bring to your mind awareness of what house in your Vedic birth chart is Sagittarius and what's the meaning of that house and that life area, because this new moon will most particularly play out in relation to the meaning of that house. As always, take into account what nakshatra this lunation is in. This new moon is in Mula Nakshatra. Mula Nakshatra is ruled over by Niriti, the goddess of death and destruction. See her in your mind's eye. Niriti opens our eyes to what must die now in our scripts and pathways and attitudes and values. And from that, commit to finding the right new pathway of rebirth forward. At the time of this new moon, we must also recognize that Saturn, Lord Shani, Lord of Karma, is still making us tie up loose ends. He is making us finish unfinished business, and it can even feel remorseless, but it's for our own good. And in fact, until Saturn makes his second entry into Vedic Aquarius in the 17th of January, and resumes his pre-retrogradation position the following day, we must realise we're not really free to forge ahead on our new needed projects. We're not until then unfettered by past uncompleted matters. Now let's go deeper into deeper astrology dimensions. Lilith is transiting opposition Pluto in the heavens now. The whole issue of power in your life and your shadow self and what is buried in your shadow is raised to the fore now. So don't just look at your conscious patterns, pathways now. Delve into shadow material that you sense arising. And know that often our power and spiritual beauty is actually buried in our shadow because of childhood and earlier pressures on us. And remembering also that our wild side is buried in our shadow. That is what Lilith represents and defines. And we all need to know our wild side and be able to express it. But of course with awareness and ethics. But there's such power and beauty there. So the graveyard goddess Niriti calls on each of us to die to our limited self at the time of this Jupiter expansionary new moon, so that we can express freely our buried beauty and power. Still in the deeper areas of Vedic astrology, know that this new moon has just emerged from one of the three Gandanta zones. This is the Gandanta zone at the end of Scorpio, at the end of Jyesta Nakshatra, spanning a couple of degrees into the beginning of Sagittarius and the beginning of Mula. There are three Gandanta zones where water dissolves and across a void is the first flicker of fire. The moon of this new moon has just passed through that Gandanta zone. And so it invites us to always be aware that this world is immaterial and an illusion. Of course, we recognize it's so important because we have tasks to fulfill in this incarnation. We seek to burn negative karmas brought in from past life. We seek to maximize positive karmas not completed in past life. But let us recognize at this point in the vision journey that what opens through the void in the middle of each Gandanta zone is realization that this world is not real or permanent, and that the ultimate reality is the God realm beyond. Bear this in mind as we go forward in this lunation. And double whammy. The moon of this lunation has just gone across galactic center. See galactic center as an energy supreme mass of 4 million suns caught in a black hole, but transmitting energy that is massive indeed to you and to me at the time of this vision journey. And not only is Lilith activated by Pluto, but Chiron is activated too. Chiron is square the axis of the full moon that's upcoming on January the 6th. And so take a moment also to see in your vision eye your Chiron, your existential wound. Commit to bringing healing to that and expressing a more healed self as this lunation unfolds. Do this with the intention of achieving your new meaning and direction in life. In your vision eye, now see sight of the healed you that you can work to by the end of this lunation. The you will be if you do the healing work through the period of this lunation. See, what might you look like? How might you hold yourself? How might you manage your breath? As ever, pause now in your vision and see your path forward through this lunation and beyond. Are there any particular features or intentions that you'd identify in that pathway? Any better ways of managing your purpose and destiny? Where is it heading? Become the warrior as you walk the pathway, as you face that new self, as you walk forward as that self. Promise to have a session every day during this lunation to re-envision that ideal self. Commit to holding yourself that way once a day at least during the lunation. Commit to walking forward that way, repeatedly re-embracing that. Commit to keeping the defined end goal renewed in your mind and growing and improving. And arise now and go forward. Wishing you all success in this wonderful lunation. Thank you.